What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be looking at applications of percents, and what that means is we're going to be looking at things that where percents are applied to in real life, like for instance sales tax, commission rate, discounts, markups, all those fun things that you're definitely going to need to use at some point in your life. So this is a great lesson only because no matter where you're going to find yourself in life, you're going to need to know how to apply percents to an outrageous amount of things like credit cards, mortgages, all that grown-up stuff that you're going to love at some point. So I hope that you find it useful. I hope you can see that maybe you'll be more appreciative of some of the things that you do when it comes to financial literacy. I hope you like it. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, share it out. All that will help me. Thank you. All right, so a lot of times students don't hear the word markup before. So a markup is when you're getting something at cost and then you want to make a profit off of it, or you're making something and you want to make a profit off of it. You're not going to sell it for what it costs you to make it or what you paid for it. So this is an example here. So it says the cost of a surfboard was $350. It was marked up 75%. What is the price of the surfboard? So here's the formula that we're going to use for markups and discounts. Discounts are things that are on sale. So we're going to look at the price, okay? So this is good to write down the price. We're going to multiply that by whatever 100%, because we're definitely going to pay 100% of whatever it costs us or what it originally was. And then we got to decide if we're going to add the given percent or if we're going to take it away. All right, so let's go back and look. So the price is $350. All right, we're going to multiply that by 100%. Well, since it's a markup, he wants to make money off of this, we're going to add the 75%. All right, so then what we end up having is 350 times 175%. Now be careful because you're not actually multiplying it by 175 because we still have to convert that 175% to a decimal. So we want to multiply that by 1.75. All right, so 350 times 1.75, we can get rid of this, ends up being $612.50, which is about right for a surfboard nowadays. All right, here's a good example of where you're looking to find what you're going to pay for something that's on sale. So once again, we're going to look at this formula where we have the price times 100%. Will always be there, plus or minus the given percentage, right? Which we'll just put in a box for now. All right, so we got to decide if we're taking this off or it's getting added on. It's all about the keywords. So when we hear the word 20% off, that would mean that we're going to take $112, multiply it by 100%. Well, in this case, we're taking off 20%. So we're only going to be paying 80% of what the original price was. So 112% or $112 times 80%. We don't want to keep that as 80. We want to make that 0.8. So 112 times 0.8. And this will end up telling us what she's actually going to have to pay. So we don't have to do any extra steps here, which is nice if we do it this way. She ends up paying $89.60 for those shoes. All right, this is one of my favorite types of questions because you can't say that you're not going to see this in real life. So it says, Zoe and her friends go to dinner. The bill is $165. Well, let's do the formula first. $165. If sales tax is 7% and they leave a 20% tip, what's the cost of the meal? If there are 4 people splitting the bill evenly, how much does each owe? All right, so let's find this out first. So we know that the bill, well, it's going to be the price, right? We're looking at the total price times, well, 100% always, plus the sales tax, which is 7%, plus the tip, which is 20%. Right, that's the first part, just finding how much the entire dinner is going to cost. So the price is $165. So we got that formula there. So we have to actually factor in 2 other percentages that are going to be marked up. So 165 times 100 plus the tip of 20 plus the sales tax that. all percentages. So 165 times 127%, and then we make that into a decimal, so it's actually 1.27. All right, so let's see what that's going to be. You don't want to skimp out on the tip. So that ends up being $209.55. So let's think that they all, that's the first question here, all right, that part. So let's think that they all got relatively the same type of meal, and they're going to split it 4 ways. Well, all you're going to do with that is divide it by the 4 people, all right? So we divide that by 4, and we end up getting 52.3875. So you would do 52.39 because you want to round up, and that's basically what each person would owe, you know, factoring in the tip, factoring in the sales tax. Okay, oftentimes there's jobs where employees will make what's called commission. Examples of that would be someone who is into real estate, a car salesman. So they make a percentage of what they are actually selling. I know when I had a friend that worked at a sunglass menagerie, he made a percentage off of what he would sell. So that's why a lot of times those people may come off as pushy, but it's because they're making money off of what they sell. So they're a little bit more motivated. So in order to find out what Jason's going to make for this house that he sold this house for $315,000. He's going to make 2% off of that sale. All right, so we're going to multiply that simply by 2%. We want to find out what that is because it's 2% of that. Right? I'm sure he gets some other type of hourly wage as well. This happens with servers, like waitresses and waiters, where they actually make a lower rate than minimum wage, but they're also getting tips. So that's where they kind of supplement that income. So we got to remember to convert this 2% to a decimal, making it times 0.02, which might not seem like a lot just yet, but let's see what he's going to walk away with here. So 315,000 times 0.02, he still walks away with $6,300, so that's not that bad. All right, so that's talking about commission rate, all right?